Yo, 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 here we are again. Lockdown number 3. I was going to say number 4. Live in the living room edition. Look, tonight we'll go through some couple of combinations and then just to keep the videos kind of rolling, as in one follows the other. What I'll do is I'll just continue with a bit of Saifa tonight as well. So I'll give you some more refinements of Saifa. And then once we've got to the end of that, then I'll start with Kata Basai Dai. So yeah, what are we going to do tonight? I'm going to get myself dressed first, he says. Alright, let's warm ourselves up, shall we? If you've got any questions, feel free to ask them in the comments. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to Dashiru Karate Do on YouTube. And there's also a second channel, which is my freedom of speech channel, which is The Bearded Truth. Alright, so let's get into it. Just from there, right leg back into short stance, Kamae. Okay, Kamae means you prepare for war. So all I want you to do with this is we're just going to warm ourselves up first. So just lunging forwards, and then just reverse punch. Nothing too strenuous. Ni. San. Shi. Notice the hikate is coming back. Hips are engaged. Go. Ruk. Sich. Hach. Ko. Jo. Okay, good. Change legs. Let's go the opposite side now. So you don't even have to bring this back to the hip, just start from where you are. Nice light punch. Ich. Ni, but still bring the hikate back, engage the hips. San. Shi, back foot engages as well. Go. Ruk. Again, I apologise, I'm looking off to the left. Sich. Ach. Ko. Jo. Okay, relax. Relax. Alright, what we're going to start off with is just right leg back into short stance, Kamae. So from this position, in fact we'll start in Haikadech. So just go into Haikadech position, just nice relaxed. Guys, if you are watching, can you actually click on the video? So I can see there's 3 people watching at the moment. Can you just click on the video so that, you know, I'll give you a wave. So if you are watching, notice that I'm not clicking the wave, but I am saying hi. Alright, so from this position, what I want you to do is, you're going to step back into a short stance. And what you're going to do from this position is, you're just going to simply lift your left arm up, sweep it across your body. So into kind of like a Gidambarai, but not as basic as that. So we're not going to go from here, shoulder and down. We're going to be coming up this direction and then around. So it's kind of a large Gidambarai. I'm not changing Gidambarai itself. Gidambarai is a sweeping block, a groin level sweeping block. So all we're doing is just dropping back, sweep, back. Ich. Ni. San. Shi. Go. Now from this position, what I want you to do is, rather than just step up, we'll have the step up as the reset as kind of a move. Alright, so from this position we're just going to go back. You've done your Gidambarai block. We're going to come forwards, strike, and then from this position Hiza, and then down. So coming around Gidambarai, Jodan. Now it's up to you whether you go Zuki or Teisho. It's your choice. And from this position, up with the Hiza and down. So we did a lot of kicks last week and the week before. So we're just going to shorten the kicks up a little bit this week. So from this position, Gidan, Jordan, Hiza. Okay, what are we doing there? We're imagining that somebody's grabbed. We're going to come around, and because we're dropping back into the stance, which pulls them off balance. So this is where you need your imagination. Pulls them off balance. The Girambarai is coming on the outside of their arm and dropping in. Okay? We've then struck to the head. And I'm not actually symbolising this, but you can be grabbing the head from this point and pulling into your Hiza. Okay? So that's basically what we're doing. And if it was a grab from this side, same principle would apply. We'd be dropping back and we would just turn the body. So rather than the body going from here, this is my grab now, so I'm going to be the attacker. As that comes around, my Girambarai comes around, I would be here. So my Girambarai is now gone on the inside. I've been struck to the head, and then struck to the stomach, struck to the chest, or struck to the head. Now if it was my left arm grabbing, the Girambarai would still come around the same way, but it would go wider. And what would happen is, as I'm dropping back, I would have this action then with that Girambarai. So the Girambarai is now on this side of my arm. I'm then going to get struck to the head and then knee to the face. Okay? So that's basically what we're doing now. If you've got a partner, it's great to practice this stuff. Okay, so we're dropping back. Ich, knee, san. Ich, knee, san. Ich, knee, san. Alright, let's put the whole thing together nice and slow. Let's just work up to it, work up to a bit of oomph into this. We'll do 5 medium, 5 strong. Okay, ish, ni, san, shi, go. You may find that after the Hiza, that you kind of fall forward slightly. Just adjust. That you fall forward slightly. That's perfectly fine, because after the Hiza, what can happen with this foot here is you're going to twist it in anyway to symbolise the kick and the hip thrust. But you can also have a bit of, so where my foot is now, if we put the Hiza in, we've now moved this left foot. So you can have that little bit of a skip in there if you like as well. Okay, you'll also notice that this is kind of an advanced version of Tekiyako Nidan, Tadashiru's second kata. Okay, 5 strong. Ish. Ni. San. Shi. Go. Hey. Relax. Out of breath already. Just while I'm getting a bit of air. Anyone out there wants to comment on breathing? I've said it in previous videos before. I was at the hospital on Monday for an X-ray on my lungs to see what's going on there. So yeah, I think it's an illness. It's nothing else. So what we're doing here is, as we're blocking backwards, notice that when we came through with the Hiza, the knee, that we still maintained a guard position. We didn't drop the guard. So try and avoid this with the hands. You can symbolise coming down, but don't come down all the way. You know, don't split the hands and come down all the way. You and I know that the head would be, even though you might be cupped around the neck right now, the head's going to be around here somewhere. So where the forearm is. So you can quite happily strike without dropping the hands, okay? And if it wasn't the head, it would be the chest. And that would be probably the best place to strike would be the chest. Because after that, because your guard's up, make sense? Okay, this time I'm going to go the opposite side, so I'm going to go left leg back this time. What I want you to do is, step your left leg back, and just have kind of a high shooter. Here. Don't worry about stance, whatsoever. Just your high shooter, prepare, block out. Shuto-uke finishes here. A lot of styles come across this direction. Tadashi, we will raise the elbow, drop the elbow in. But I want to start high, finish high. Okay. Each. The goal here is to have the hands and the foot land together. Knee. San. A bit like kankudai. If you know what kankudai yet, don't panic, but it's a bit like kankudai. Go. Ruk. Okay, so from this position now, we've blocked an oncoming hook. Drawing a line down the inside of the arm, grabbing the head, and then Mawashi Empi. Okay, so if you can imagine, someone's coming in, what am I blocking? I'm blocking, so it'll be a left side hook. So we've blocked the hook. Our shuto's now here. We're going to draw a line down the arm and grab whatever we can grab. Don't grab hair if there is none. Grab the beard if you can, grab the ear if you can, grab around the back, grab the lapel, grab something. But then finish with, from this position, not back here, from this position, Mawashi Empi. And then back to Haikudachi, okay? So because we're stepping back, we're going to step forward into Haikudachi. Ich, knee, back. If you want to, put a focus mitt on your hand, if you have them, do so. And that way you can put a bit more power into your MP. Ich, knee. Okay, let's put both of those techniques together now. What we're also going to do is we're also going to come through with a Hiza. So we've blocked. We're drawing a line down the arm on the inside. So my right hand now is coming down this way. Okay, towards my opponent's head. Grabbing the head, strike with the MP, and then from this position up over the top of the head, through up to the angle. Because of where my opponent is and because of the angle I'm moving off on. Okay, so punch comes in, block, Mawashi, and then straight forwards. Now also notice that we're still keeping that guarding position. I'll do it so there's a bit more room here. We're keeping that guarding position now. So we're going from here, 1, 2, guard remains up, 3. Because even from that position, we can still be in a position to fight, okay? So, hook comes in each, MP knee, and then he's a san. Yeah, totally. The reason that I'm using Mawashi is because Hijiate, the rising elbow strike, you've not got a lot of room for error if you want to strike to that. I'm thinking a bit more gruesome, Steve. So what I'm thinking is I'm taking the head and I want to smash the cheeks to smithereens. So this here has got a bit more surface area to cover, whereas this here you would go for the sternum, you would go for the chest area. So yes, it would still work. But what you'll probably do with that is rather than it be a reverse strike, go from here 1, you'd step in and have that reverse strike. So it's kind of, my hook punch coming in. Instead of the Mawashi MP hitting me this way, the rising elbow strike is going to hit me around this area. Love the acting, eh? So you can do, but I suppose you could, but I'd probably step into that. So it would be 1, 2, and don't go too high with your MP strikes. If you want to throw that in, by all means do so, but don't go too high with it. MP strike, you want to finish about chest height. All right, so this elbow now is level with my chest. Some styles will teach you to go for the chin. The chin's a very small part of the body. So we're aiming, what these styles are teaching is this part of the elbow here. Look how thin it is, look how wide it is. It's going to aim for something. I know it looks wider, but it's not. My chin's only this wide. So this is the chin, this is the MP. I've got a small margin of, very, very small margin of error. So that's why I would aim the MP towards the chest. And even in some katas, you see the MP coming in low. Okay? That MP comes in nice and low because we're aiming for the chest. Or it's an arm bar. And we're coming up underneath the arm. So kind of coming up this way, underneath the arm. So yeah, by all means, you can, if you want to mix and match them both, go for it. I'll just stick with the Mawashi. The mold! Alright, so, shuto ish, MP ni, he's a san, and then back. Shuto ish, ni, san. Alright, let's put all three techniques together, nice and relaxed, so nothing too strenuous. Each, 1, hip engagement, 2. That's okay if you're late, it's fine. You can always catch up later. I upload them for free as well. Ni, shuto, MP, hiza. San. And the idea behind the MP is that you engage that hip. So we've come off now. We're going to engage. The power's coming from here, driving that hip through. If you're feeling really frisky with yourself, step in here, through, and then into the hiza. Rook. All right, let's try some fully focused now. Try some fully focused and we'll move on. Okay. Ish. Ni. San. Shi. Go. Relax. Okay. This time it says sweating. Sweating. It's freezing outside. I should crack a window or something. The MP strike is a very, very powerful strike. One thing that we've been invaded. We are being invaded by the Germans. The MP strike is a powerful strike. I was watching a program years and years ago. There's these guys that professional martial artists that do breaking competitions, breaking bricks and things, and it was measured that being hit by a car at 30 miles an hour will generate about 800 pounds of pressure per square inch. It was also measured that being hit by an MP strike generates about 1,200 pounds of pressure per square inch. So the MP strike could be quite damaging, particularly when you have an extra part of this pulling the head in through. I don't want to make comments full screen. Okay, just watching. Yeah, that's what they all do. They're just watching. Yeah. So, if you have just this, that will generate X. But if you have momentum coming towards it, that's going to generate even more. Plus, you have the hip and the body weight going into the strike as well. Okay, next technique. What I want you to do is, from this position, just step your right leg forwards. Don't worry about stance, don't panic too much about San Chin Dutch, but just step forwards. And all I want you to do is just palm heel to the face. So Teisho, this part is going to go towards either this part or better still, up underneath. Why is that better still? Because this will, yes, it'll make the nose bleed, but here, because we're going to have a pull and a push, we'll add extra tension on the neck. So we're pulling in, but also we're pushing forwards. A bit like a bow and arrow effect, okay? So rather than striking towards the nose, we're going to go up and under the chin, driving the head back, but pulling the body in. So it kind of goes 1. Now if we speed that up a little bit, here, if you can imagine grabbing somebody's lapel and pulling them towards you, but then pushing their head back. Lovely, lovely. We're going to come through with a Yoko MP this time. So we're going to go forwards, each, and then from this position, another shuffle in, Yoko MP. All a Yoko MP is, it's just a side MP. MP is the elbow, and all we're doing is we're just coming from where we are, around, strike. Seppai, Sansuru, and anywhere else you can think of. So that's all you're doing, you're just doing those 2 kata. So stepping forwards, each, knee. I'm not so much dropping into a sumo stance itself, but I'm dropping into kind of a loose sumo stance, because I want to use from where we are, see where the hips are first? I want to use this wind up and this snap here to throw my hip into that. But I'm also going to use this foot as well. In, through. So you combine this with this, and then you add this. You've got a lot of things happening towards your target. Okay, forwards and strike. Hitch, knee, and then come back. Is this self-defense? Yes. Let's just say, for example, you know, anything where somebody steps into your private zone, and you're saying no. I would say the private zone would be arm's length. So anything where somebody steps into that, that's threatening. That's threatening behaviour. So there'll be nothing stopping you here, here. Okay? Just be careful with the, pull my shoulder now. Just be careful with that. Let it come in, through. Plus, if you've already said to the person, look, I don't want any trouble, and that person now giving you trouble, from this position, this is where it's going to work. Alright, so I don't want any trouble. Grabbing, striking. There's your first start. I mean, we're starting here, but there's nothing saying you can't start here. And then strike, and then through. Just make sure you put that extra little step in there, that extra little shuffle. I've got to shush. Okay, so I'll start here now. You know, the I don't want any trouble scenario. And when I say start here, what I would do is I'd have one hand high, slightly forwards, and one hand low. So this is my high hand, this is my striking hand. Because 9 times out of 10, somebody's right-handed. You're going to protect, just like we've just been doing with this, you're going to protect yourself. So it's like this. Look, I don't want to, and just be ready and poised, and then through. And then from this position, in, through, and then back. So preparing again. Prepare, strike. Remember the low hand, the back hand is going to be the striking hand. This is now my chin height. You can't see because of the angle of the camera, but this is my chin height now. And then in low, towards this area. Not this area. A lot of martial artists can take hits to the stomach. Very few can actually handle hits towards the chest. Even the slightest little dink just on the chest area hurts. Maybe somebody can vouch for me. Okay, prepare. Ish, knee, through. Prepare. Ish, knee, and then back. All right, let's put those two together now. The key with this is it's got to flow. So, for any advanced student out there, Black Belt Plus, this is Seppai. This is Seppai in its purest essence. You know, you go from here and you go 1, or in some styles you might go 1, 2, and then you come through 3. That's exactly what you're doing now. So if you've never done karate before, you are now doing a black belt / first dance kata. All right, so we're here now. We're coming through. This will be Seppai, the Tadashi version. Notice where my hands are. And then here. This is the fight version. 1, 2. Same difference. Okay, let's make it flow now. Because even in Seppai, we kind of go from one to the next. So preparing, all together, each. Knee. San. Shi. Go. All right, let's put some effort into that now. So soon as, the second that this here has landed, the second you feel that happen, you want to be using that momentum here to push into the next. So your footwork, if you look at my left foot, will look something like this. 1, 2. Also good kumite drill as well. 1, 2. Same thing. Okay, nice and strong for 5. Ish. Sorry, get carried away. Knee. If you want to get carried away too, feel free. That was knee. San. I miss partner work. She. Final one. Go. All I'm doing, you can't see it's off camera. All I'm doing from this position is either up into a back fist, across the throat for a shuto. You can drive in from a washi, reverse punch. Because you come in here, yoko. From this position, if you want kumite, hook. So you can play around with that. All right, 2 seconds. I'm pooped. Totally pooped. All right, Saifa. So last week, if you can remember, we did all 3 of these. We refined them. So I'm going to spend the next 10-15 minutes or so giving you the next little bit, helping you refine the next little section. So all we need to do is, don't worry about stance for now. Stance is irrelevant right now. Just start off here. All I want you to do is when you step in with your feet together. Now notice that when we do that, this right hand doesn't go anywhere. So it doesn't go out to the side. What it does is it stays exactly where I just had it. So I'm kind of bringing the body into the hand. As we step out now, 2 shoulder widths this should be. So I step out 2 shoulder widths, we're stepping out on the same line as the feet. Don't worry, I'll show you the sideways view. Dragging our right foot into Neko Achidach, hooking the left hand, dropping the right hand. Okay? So what I mean when I say I'm just stepping out, if you can look at where my feet are placed, as we step out, we're going to step straight out. But when I move into cat stance, I pull the foot forwards of my left foot. So I pull my right foot forwards of my left foot. That would symbolise a sweep of some sort. And because you're doing Tai Sabaki, sidestepping, upgrading your position, it just symbolises that from this position here, in, sweep, kind of thing. So we're here now, so we're stepping in, keep this hand still, step out, right foot in front, hook and drop. From this position, I'm going to kick, step out again on that same line as your left foot. Drag the left foot in front of the right into your cat stance while hooking the right and dropping the left. Okay, so all we've done there, stepping out, same line, watch where the feet are, stepping in front, kick, step back onto that line where the feet are now, dragging in front. Can't sweep with your heels in line. You can't sweep somebody like this. You've got to have one foot in front. So if that means upgrading your position to be forwards and then through, be like kicking a football. All right, you can't imagine it like kicking a football. You kind of got to go 1, 2. Okay, so from this position now, stepping out again, hook. So use the arms and the foot together. We're now looking to our right hand side. We're going to look to the front and kick. Stepping out to the right again. Now looking to the left. Switch the hands, switch the feet. Looking to the front, kick, step back, grab, pull, strike. Back hand opens, which is the one over the back leg. Come around and then strike. Okay, so let's refine that. Now, the goal here is to have, from where you are, step, finish. Shoulder height with this top hand. Just level with the thigh with the right hand. So now here, so the goal is to be in cat stance. The one thing I've taken away from what I know is going up to here. Because in my time, I saw far too many people losing balance. Case rested. So too many people losing balance. So I just made it easier for people. And probably more effective as well. So we step in, we come in, block, snappy. The goal is to have that here and here. Now notice that both those techniques, the hips were moving. So the hip technique will be, I've wound up again, throw the hip in, drop down, but I've already thrown this one in and then dropped the hip in. So if you slow it down, you'd probably have the hook where my hips are off, kind of going this way, and then to execute the right hand, we brought it back in. That all works together, all right? So as we So as we step out now, in, here. Then we're going to kick, front kick. Goal with this. So again, we're just refining. So don't panic about the whole kata right now, just give me a jigsaw puzzle, put them together at a later day. So as you're here with this, avoid. You don't gain power by leaning away from the kick. As we've said in previous videos, for every action there's an equal and opposite reaction. So you have to literally go from where you are, crunch everything you have, and just literally snap the kick out. If you treat it like a groin level kick, King Geri, then, you know, I mean, for safety reasons in a dojo, you would kick stomach level. But for practical reasons, it'll be a low level kick. Now, one good way of practicing this is, whenever you've got a kick in kata, don't just practice the kick. Go from kata and think, right, okay, somebody stood in front with a kick shield. So go from where you are, set the kata first, and then they've got the kick shield. Try and generate power going forwards. So you don't have to go from all this palaver. Just start here. Kick shield's in front. How much power can I generate? Not very much. What can I do to generate more power? Through your hipping. So from here, through. Okay, so try that. Kick shield. All you're doing is you're pausing and you're just testing your kick from what would be known as a weak stance. Alright, done properly, this is a very strong stance, believe it or not. Alright, so you might think, well, 90% of your weight's on your back, 99% of your weight's on your back leg. Well, that's right. But if it's done properly, you can withstand forward techniques coming towards you. If it's done properly. Yeah. Alright, so we've got the kick, we're coming out, got the kick, we're avoiding the lean, and also avoid with the hands, avoid dropping the hands. You want it to be clean, so lock everything in. Push the lats in, push the chest in, so the only part of your body that's moving is the kick itself. Alright? Balance something on here. You know, if it drops, keep your hand still. Shouldn't really go anywhere. You should stay still. And then as we step across, step, hook. Again. Same thing, so you reset the position. Reset the stance, kick shield's in front of you. Oh, falling backwards, why is that? All the tips are there for you anyway. Keep the body upright. Keep the hands still. Nice solid in the back leg. Just drop the kick in. Now if you wanted to test that again for a groin level kick, have the kick shield so it's facing downwards slightly. And have the person you're kicking have the shield between the legs, but it's on a slight angle. So when you kick, you can actually kick up into the groin. Doesn't hurt the person that's holding the kick shield, but you'll feel the power that you can potentially have. So practice both kicks. Practice Meigeri, either Kokomi or Kiyagi. It should be a Kiyagi, but don't panic about Kokomi. Kokomi is just that little lockout at the end. So as you kick with a front kick, just having that lockout at the end. Kiyagi would just be from where you are, just snapping the kick out, and then King Geri is a different part of the foot altogether. Try it all different ways. Now, I'll tell you why I think the kick in Saifa should be Kiyagi and not Kokomi, because of our next technique. So Kiyagi is a snap, and then back. Now, this is a difficult technique to get if you don't do it properly. The goal here is to have the drawback of the kick faster than the kick itself. So what I want to do is I want to go out and back and throw it back. So with that, I want the kick to come out, but I want to draw that kick back as fast as I possibly can. So that when I land, so from this position, I shouldn't hit anything. So from this position, I'm back into stance. Now that was taken away from a kata, but I've implemented it back in. Kata that I practice is Seppai, and the way they wanted Seppai doing was to kick, land, then twist. It's a bit basic. I would practice to begin with. While you practice Saifa, just practice 1, 2, and then time it. So when you're practicing it, foot lands, hands land. Okay, foot lands, hands land. Everything's moving together here, and then come around. Now, don't avoid this. Avoid this. Just let the elbows bend naturally. What you'll find is as you start to bring the arms around, look at that, the elbows are bending naturally. Now ideally, you want to have angle, angle. This angle here matches this angle here. Here rather. Okay, so that's ideal. That's if you want to get pedantic about certain things. So you come around, not there, but here. Through. The timing for that is 1, 2, 3, 4. Fast at the end, 5. I see a lot of people missing their hands on those parts. So they kind of go around, around, around. Just it doesn't matter if you miss it. Just try and hit the tetsui, the hammer fist part, into the palm of the hand. All right, and if it all meets in the middle, it shouldn't hurt that much. All right. So as we're going through that, remember we're going to kick forwards. But if I remove the kick now and just show you what happens, as the kick is coming back, we use that to throw our leg back. Now I've come off on a 45, I'm just showing you now. Ideally it wants to be 1, 2. So I use the hip, but I finish square, I think. So from this position, I'm back. Now a big misconception when dropping into Zenkutsudachi. Big misconception. And this is relevant now. So I'll probably finish with this. We execute eye height, hikate height, so floating rib, collarbone, shoulder width apart. In the kata, you are striking 2 at the same time. My take on that is you're not necessarily striking twice at the same time, but you are potentially just doing 2 strikes. Okay? It looks nice, but it's probably ineffective because now you've got, use both of your weapons, you've got nothing left. Okay, so Zenkutsudachi, big misconception. Alright, you can see where I'm level now. My head is level with this part of the curtains there. Now here's what people do in Zenkutsudachi. They literally, see how far back I've gone? I've gone back 1, 2, 3, I'm now on the 4th. But look at where my front knee is. Front knee is behind my ankle. Now whenever you drop into your Zenkutsudachi, literally just do that. Just drop. So as you're going down into your Zenkutsudachi, just drop into your Zenkutsudachi. I've not gone far back. I've kept body weight forwards and I've kept my knee forward to my ankle. I might have moved back slightly, but not to the point of this. All right, because now I'm moved miles away. So you literally just from where you are, practice straight down. Now the body will go back slightly because you're taking your body weight from one position and you've got to put some on the back foot. You've got to put 30% on the back foot, so you're going to move slightly backwards. But don't put everything on the back foot. Keep your 70% on your front. So your body weight, because it's 70-30, you've got to send some backwards. It's just maths. But but you don't have to send it all backwards. So trying to get into the habit of, you're going to drop back into your Zen Kutsudachi. I'll do it this way so you can see, and I'll do it this way so you can see. You're going to drop back into your Zen Kutsudachi, not here, not back, drop, here. Okay? That's all I've got now, and that's what we're doing with Saifa, by the way. We're not going, so I'm now level with the sofa, end of the sofa now. We're not going 1, 2. Look how far back I've gone. We literally are. I've not gone anywhere. I'm still in that position. So don't kick and drop back away from your target. If anything, and that's how you get that kind of that speed, I suppose, into the going from the kick to the stance. That's how you're going to generate the speed, by not sending your body weight behind you, but keeping 70% forwards. Okay, easy peasy, Japanesey, lemon and squeezy. I like my burgers and I like them cheesy. Alright, so that's all I've got time for tonight. If you do have anything that you want to practice, that you want us to go through, please feel free to leave a comment, inbox me, email me to dashi.ru@yahoo.com. Leave a comment on the YouTube channel. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel. We're up to 329, I think it is. Let's try and push 350. Alright, I can see these guys on YouTube and they're pushing like, 1 million. I'm thinking, that'd be nice. That'd be nice. So yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching, thanks for joining in. Hope you got something from it. I'm not going to say stay safe. I'm just going to say watch yourself in this flu season. It's a tough flu season we've got going on. I'll see you next week, same time. Thanks for watching. Sayonara.